How to make chicken dhansak. Chicken dhansak is a famous Parsi dish which is hot, sweet and sour and is usually made with lentils. We teamed up with award-winning chef Shahina Ali of the Maharaja restaurant Benfleet to give you a step-by-step guide on how it's done. This recipe serves four and there'll be a full recap at the end.
Firstly, we take the chicken, add that to the bowl. Now I'm going to be adding the garlic and ginger paste, the cumin, coriander powder and salt. Mix all those ingredients together and make sure that all of the chicken is coated in the mixture. Leave this in the fridge for at least 1 hour. If you can do, best to do it overnight. Right, so we're taking this out of the fridge now. Take a saucepan on a hob and heat that to a medium heat, and then add some clarified butter, which is called ghee in India. So add the fennel seeds to this, as well as the cinnamon and the dried red chilies and the mustard seeds. Give that a stir and you'll start hearing the spices or the seeds spluttering. Once that starts happening, add in the chicken. Reduce the heat slightly. You see that the chicken starts to go opaque. Leave that to cook on a medium to low heat while it's covered for about, I'd say about 20 minutes. So we have some turmeric, bay leaves, salt, green cardamom and some garam masala. We're going to be cooking the lentils now, and firstly we take some oil in a separate saucepan, then add the onions, one onion chopped quite roughly. Heat that on a fairly high heat. So add the spices to the onions. You start seeing that the onions begin to soften and become see-through. What you want to have is a slightly golden colour in the end. If you find that the onions start sticking to the bottom of the pan, you can always add a little bit more oil, which I'm going to be doing now, just to make sure that nothing starts to burn. Reduce the heat slightly and keep stirring. Make sure all of the spices are mixed in thoroughly into the onions. Add in the lentils, mix in thoroughly and add the water. Okay, give that a stir. Raise the heat so it comes to a boil. Go back and check on the chicken. You should see that the chicken has started to cook through and some liquid has started seeping out of the meat. Once the lentils have started to boil, it will start frothing up, and when you see that happening, reduce the heat to medium and discard some of the foam that's on the surface. Leave it to heat on a medium heat and replace the lid on this. Leave that for about half an hour. Come back and check on it occasionally and give it a stir. About 15 minutes into the cooking process for the lentils, you can mash it with a spoon, which is what I'm doing at the moment. Once you've done that and created a bit more of a pulpy mixture, replace the lid and let it cook for another 15 minutes on a medium to high heat. Right, after about 30 minutes of the lentils cooking, take the lid off and you'll find that the lentils have become like a smooth paste and a lot of the water is reduced. Once that's happened, pour the lentil mixture into the pan containing the chicken. Mix that in thoroughly. Bring to the boil, add a little bit of garam masala to that and stir that in. If you wanted to add a bit more heat, you can always add some chili powder, but traditionally we normally add the dried red chilies and they should give enough warmth to the dish. So once you start to see that the mixture has come to a boil, reduce the heat to a medium flame and cook whilst covered for another 30 minutes. I'm giving the chicken dhansak a stir, so it's still on a medium to high heat, and you start seeing the lentil mixture absorbing into the chicken with the liquid reducing quite a bit. You want to really reduce that liquid, but at the same time stir it occasionally to make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan. You see a thick sauce developing, and to this we're going to add some coriander. Stir that through. You really smell that fresh aroma from the coriander now. serve in a serving dish while it's hot. You can have this with rice or with flatbreads. Now, preferably with flatbreads because this is a Parsi dish, but it's also eaten in Kashmir, which is in the north of India, close to Afghanistan, and they don't really have rice as an accompaniment. They have flatbreads such as roti or paratha. So here we have chicken dhansak, quite fiery because of the red chilies in there, which is the main spice used in North India for heating up dishes.
Done.